Warning: the following views that are expressed on the Dr. Quack house calls that are expressed by the guests are not necessarily the views of this show. Strong language, partial nudity, violence may occur. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the House Calls. I'm Dr. Quack, and today we are going to be talking about the preview show here for Survivor Series 2024. Oh my God, the extravaganza that is so great around the Thanksgiving time. But first, let me bring on my co-host here, the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, A-List Alverson.
Hello, Dr. Quack. How makes the evening to you this time around?
Oh, it is so wonderful here. I am ready because Thanksgiving's coming up. You know, the turkey, the yams, all the great stuff, and we've got wrestling.
Yeah, you know, Thanksgiving has always been a big-time wrestling day, and Survivor Series started as the Thanksgiving tradition. That's why I have a soft spot for this here event. It was one of the original Big Four, and it's the second oldest continuous pay-per-view event, premium live event in the history of World Wrestling Entertainment.
Oh, yes. And by the way, you know, there always is a rule made whenever something happens. Yes, partial nudity. Yes, we got to make sure that is always known.
I finally stopped bringing it up, and now you're getting comments about it. You see, this is your fault.
I'm going to take it this time. This time only, all right? It's my fault. But yeah, let's get into this magical show here because we're going to talk about one of the two matches that just got announced last night officially. First one here, U.S. title. Shinsuke Nakamura taking on LA Knight.
Shinsuke Nakamura getting back into the fold, it seems like a bit of a tease. I don't know where to go with this one emotionally because LA Knight has just about been played. He doesn't have the fire that he did last year, but Shinsuke Nakamura coming up out of nowhere. Is this just a notable name that we can add to the portfolio of LA Knight, or are they figuring him in for something bigger down the line? I'm just going to go LA Knight on the premise that he's the one that they've been going with, and they've got to finish what they started.
So you're going with LA Knight?
Yeah.
See, I'm going against that. I'm going Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm feeling the hype here. You don't just bring somebody up, put them instantly in a title match, and they don't win the title, right?
You think that the Japanese guy is going to win the United States title? Why does he even want that?
See, I don't know. I mean,
exactly.
the Hardy Boys came in and they signed a contract. What did they do? They won tag team titles.
All right, but nothing about this match makes sense. So I don't know what the hell's going to happen, which kind of makes me want to see it.
Makes sense. Yeah, I'm going to guess you on this. I'm going to go Nakamura. I think I'm going to go with this just because of that simple fact. Why else would you bring him up? So we got the guy every time he comes back, he's supposed to take someone's belt and loses. Oh.
You see, Nakamura is the guy that you believe in that can't get the job done.
You would think but they do it with no Nakamura time and time again. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going with this. I'm going faith. I'm going to try Nakamura here for this one. I might be wrong, but I'm going to try it. We'll go with him.
All right, go with it and see what happens.
See what happens. All right. Now, here's the other half. This is the other match that got announced last night, because you got to have build-up for these things, right?
No? Oh, yeah. Plenty of.
Braun Breaker, Sheamus, and Ludwig Kaiser over here. These three fighting for the Intercontinental title. If you watched it last night, you got to see these three brawl for a hell of a fight to make the GM go, we're going to make this a triple threat match. Who do you got in this?
This is going to be a lot of limbs flailing and some brute action. I think Braun Breaker ought to keep this one just because they've been going with him. He's been doing well. And unless they're going to give it to Kaiser to start some kind of shindig with Gunther, I don't see creatively why they would take it off of Braun in this match.
See, that's where I wonder because, they've been pushing Kaiser. They've been putting him in the high-profile matches. They've really wanted him to shine. This could be his come up in here because you got to look at the other side. Braun Breaker, is he going to get that elevated push now? He drops the Intercontinental title. Does he go towards the world title picture? They want to do it. Do you think they pull the trigger on that?
I think he's very young and they're very early in his run to be doing the Gunther thing on him. The guy had that title for a year and a half before they pulled the trigger and moved to the next phase. Doing it as quickly as they want to with Braun Breaker, I don't know if that's what they ought to do.
I noticed this too, looking at him last night. He's looking like he's putting on some mass. Not necessarily muscle, but he's getting some mass there. Like, do you think that has anything to do with anything getting him up there towards the world title level?
I'm sure that if he's ever going to get it, they're going to want to do that with him anyway. But, whether or not that's the do it now and let's get to where we're going. Because, the Survivor Series are going to plant the first seeds of WrestleMania. Obviously, when Royal Rumble comes around, you get the full direction. But little things that we see happen this weekend are going to grow into the programs that we see at the big one.
Yeah, this is definitely the wrestling season right here from November until Mania. That's really where even your casual fans who somewhat enjoy it will tune in just to watch. But yeah, let's go into our third match here. Let's talk about the world title. Damian Priest taking on Gunther.
Gunther's going to hold this title forever. I hope. I suspect. I prognosticate he's going to win the match. Damian Priest's got too many other things going on in the periphery. Gunther's only focus is always to maintain his championship, and he does that.
Yeah, it seems like Damian Priest, now that he won the world title, now he no longer has it. Doesn't seem like he's getting that major push, does he?
Well, that's the thing. He's a top guy, but he's not a top belt holder. And even when he was the champion, a lot of people were like, this ain't working out. This isn't his thing. So He's a cornerstone act. He's a great talent. He's been a world champion. They can put him in this spot at any point in time, but they don't have to give the belt back to him.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense for him to be champion there. I mean, you figure Gunther's going to hold it till when? At least WrestleMania?
At the very least, WrestleMania. I think he'll go through the next King of the Ring and then some.
You can see this being a long term, almost like a full year circle going around.
Absolutely. I think that, and dare I say it, that at some point, Gunther is going to threaten the reign of Roman, who is going to try and stop him from beating his number. Think about that.
Yeah, there's another possibility there. Hey, let me ask you, because you got belts behind you, some beautiful titles. You know, when you look at the WWE Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship, which one looks better to you?
Well, now they serve different purposes. I like the intricacy of the World Heavyweight Championship, but the simplicity of the Undisputed Championship, I think, is better for marketing purposes. So as a belt guy, I say the World Heavyweight Championship is the better belt. If I'm a brand guy, a marketing guy, I want that gold one with the big W.
The big W?
Yeah, the big W.
I understand that. Let's take a quick commercial break, and then we'll break down the rest of the action. And of course, folks, we have Soul Harvest 4. That is coming out tomorrow night. Harvest Soul Promotions will be here on the Dr. Quack House Call, 6 p.m. Eastern. That man across the screen from me, he's going to be involved in this.
Oh, yes, I'm going to be on Team Bomber, and we're going to make the villain retire.
Woo! Because, yeah, that's right. The winner, the losing team captain, they got to go.
They've got that. They've made that agreement for some silly reason because neither of these guys wants to be here anymore, I guess.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, that was Villain's idea. Bomber just went with it, I guess. I don't know. That's going to be an interesting match. A lot of matches on that card. Make sure you tune in then. But let's get into the other two matches here. And these are the ones that have been profiled ever since the announcement of the show. War Games. Yes.
War Games.
Let me ask you, do you miss the original Survivor Series traditional matches?
I have a soft spot for the traditional Survivor Series match, but I do think that the match type is obsolete. It was very much more appropriate 30, 35 years ago where you had the top acts and then all their feuds and partnered off. And then you could give them 3 minutes of a feud piece at a time and still make them go and buy tickets to the house show. That was the beauty of the Survivor Series match. It's like, okay, now if you want to see these two go at it for real, you got to buy a ticket when they come to town. So the Survivor Series match doesn't translate as well anymore in that respect. But yes, I much prefer the 4-on-4, 5-on-5 tag team elimination match to this War Games concept. Call me a Northeastern guy.
Now, I get it. I mean, I would rather have this on a separate pay-per-view.
When they were doing War Games as an NXT property and WWE was doing the Survivor Series gig, I think it was well placed then. Everybody got what they wanted.
Give him a promo step back and let him kill each other. I need the competition out of the way. Oh, somebody's loving you.
Mm-hmm. I got fans. I got fans that started the fire underneath me that's been burning for years now, ain't it?
Oh boy, yes. Let's get into this because we got the women's War Games. We got Rhea Ripley and her new mask taking it with Bianca Belair, Naomi, Io Sky, and Bayley taking on Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffy Time, and Candice LeRae. What are the odds that you will see a trash can spot off the top of the cage?
I'm going to say quite likely, if not absolutely guaranteed. That's Io's MO, right?
It's like gotta happen.
And it's the scariest thing I've ever seen because she can't see where the hell she's going when she jumps in through that trash can, but always seems to hit the mark. Thank goodness.
Well, there's usually like everybody around them. There's like 9 other people there. Can you miss it?
I'm not jumping from that height where I have no perception of what the hell's going on and I'm wrapped in metal. No.
So who do you got going on with this?
Well, there's going to be a lot of shenaniganry here, and that's part of the charm of War Games. Rhea Ripley, of course, being the midseason replacement on the team. I don't know if she's just going to fill a spot that was already written, or if they're going to try and figure her in and have some kind of showdown with Raquel. But I believe that Nia Jax and Tiffy are going to have some kind of to-do, and that's going to screw one of them out of the match, making the other team the winners.
Now, she still has the Money in the Bank briefcase.
She does. That's the thing. And then they're teasing that she don't know what the hell she's doing with it. And there's been dissension amongst those women. So I think that's gonna percolate a little more here, and something adverse is gonna take place.
I mean, is there a possibility she cashes in?
There's a possibility. I don't foresee it. I don't think the show needs that.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make sense for it. But I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley's team here. I think they've got the stronger team. I could see, Rhea Ripley getting her vengeance, because this is not a title match. She's going to get Liv Morgan, in a submission hold, that standing sharpshooter, whatever it's called. I'm not sure exactly, but hey, I could see something like that happening.
Yes. This is the one where the baby faces are going to go over. That's my belief.
There we go. And we got the other half of this, the men's, the OG bloodline, Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk. All those now are official bloodline people, right? Taking on Solo Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, and Bronson Reed.
Yes, so this one is the top program in the company right now, and they're obviously going long-term with it. So things will not be as they appear. Creatively, you got to have the heels win this. The vehicle they use to get there is something that a lot of people will speculate about, and it's something that I want to see and experience.
Oh, they're going to see you at SMEA list. Ha, 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 ha.
All right. I assume he's talking about Long Island and Saturday night's main event.
Could be. I mean, that is possible. That is coming up here. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, you're right. Solo and them got to win. I mean, can you see some dysfunction going on between Sami Zayn, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns? Of course. Something bad is going to happen here. It's going to have to create some dysfunction.
Plenty can go wrong with this. And I think Roman needs to take the pounding. They are burying him sufficiently, and he's going to have to fire up real hard and make the comeback if he's going to keep the fans on his side.
Yeah, I can see like the Samoan spike coming out. I can see that coming, some sort of disconnect, and then bam, hit 1, 2, 3. I can see this. Well, no, it's submission, right? Submission or surrender. So something could happen.
Mm-hmm. You stick that spike in the neck and hold it there, and that's all you can do, right?
You can see it. Maybe Seth messes with Punk. See, there you go.
There's plenty of mess that can happen, and I'm sure we're going to see something that, even if we see it coming from a mile away, the second that it does happen, we will not expect it to have happened right then.
This is fact. I want to talk about 2 more topics here, because you brought up Saturday night's main event. We've got Cody Rhodes taking on Kevin Owens. This is supposed to have Jesse Ventura on this, right?
I suppose. If
Staten Island, that's where they're supposed to be having him out there announcing.
The major selling point is the guy that hasn't worked for us full time in 35 years is going to do a one-up. I mean, Jesse Ventura's done one-night commentary before. It's not the first time this has happened, but I guess now that he's on good terms, we got to celebrate the 80s. So good for him.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that match? Is there any chance Cody Rhodes drops the title on a Saturday night's main event?
There's a chance, but I don't see it at all. Now, if anything, they might do some kind of chicanery where they'll have to hold the title up, because
he does.
Yes. They might have to make it so that Owens doesn't win, but Cody doesn't lose. You know what I mean? Or Cody does lose, but Owens doesn't win. One of those deals. Because Saturday night's main event is famous for disputable finishes if you go back through the annals of history.
And you look, he brought up the name there, Randy Orton. You know he's going to be somewhere in the mix on this. Could he cost Kevin Owens the match? You know, is he going to get Cody disqualified?
He could do something, and everybody's going to want to see what happens next after he does it. I think that Randy is going to posture himself into the next title match. And to do that, he's going to have to do something adverse to Owens.
Yeah, I could see it. Something's crazy going to happen there. It's the big spectacle. There's no pay-per-view between Survivor Series and Royal Rumble, correct?
Mm-hmm, right. So that is the closest we're going to get, the old throwback to the big time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just waiting for a flag match like they had back in the days, but that's not going to happen either, probably.
Well, yeah, no, probably not. That's what do you call it? That's taboo nowadays, right? Nationalism is out. That's not in vogue anymore.
This is fact. This is fact. Let's talk about one more thing here, though. Jade Cargill, she is now indefinitely out of action. The real life situation, I've heard a lot of rumors. I don't want to speculate on that, but everybody's speculating that she'll be out anywhere from 3 months to a year. If you're bringing her back, what do you do and how long do you hold her out?
You know, it's tough with Jade Cargill because she has all of the things that you can't teach someone. She has a look and a presence that you can't train, but she doesn't ever look comfortable being in a fight. And that's the big drawback. They have to use her sparsely and intermittently for that reason. So if she has legitimate health issues that are keeping her on the shelf, they can keep her away long enough so that people forget about her. Because I think I told you this off the record, Mr. Quack, that Lady Lashley there, Lash Legend, that person brings everything that the office would want out of Jade Cargill, plus the things she doesn't have.
And look, here you go. You got Haywood. She will be back at the Rumble, I bet. She's the modern day female version of Lex Luger. I agree with that part. Yes.
Yes. She's very Lex Luger-esque in her presentation. Yes.
If it's me, if I had to book her, I would hold her out past WrestleMania. I think that she needs to recover. Like if they're saying 3 to 6 months, okay, do that. I think she needs a couple months back in the Performance Center. Because mainly, what has she worked? She's worked tag team action. And the person I think that actually did the job to take her out, a lot of people are speculating Charlotte Flair. No, I think it's her tag team partner. I think they need to set up the feud for the Mega Powers to explode Bianca Belair. You know, I could see this. I would say make that a feud and make them go at it at SummerSlam. That would be me.
Something like that, maybe. I don't think that they ought to feud because I think she needs to be protected still. You can tell that she just doesn't have the wherewithal and how doesn't know how to conduct herself in a fight. So I'm feeling like they ought to hold her, like you said, past Mania, maybe bring her back, trying to make a run at Queen of the Ring next summer. Right? Get her in that position, then that can blow off at SummerSlam because somebody's going to be jealous.
Yeah. See, he was thinking Naomi. She could be mixed into this. Mega Powers explode as long as they don't do that dumb handshake. Yeah, that could happen. I mean, so many names. Charlotte Flair has been brought up, and she's been out now for how many years?
What, almost 2?
Almost 2. I mean, if she's going to make a return, it'd be a good spot for her, but I don't see it.
At this point, I just want to watch the raindrops fall and see what kind of puddles they make.
There you go. There's another one. Do you think Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch need to come back to professional wrestling right now?
I don't think they need to right now. I think that there's a lot of bench strength in the NXT side of things, that there's a lot of up-and-coming women, and you don't need to go digging back into the well until it's time to put somebody over.
Yeah, look, they should fight over Ford. Oh, here we go. I don't think it was Bianca because it's public knowledge Bianca and Jade aren't friends off screen, but are great on screen. See, that's what I'm saying. You know how like Hunter and been trained by Vince enough to go, oh, there's a rivalry there, pal. Is that possibility?
Possibility. Let's just make people that don't like each other fight. What? Why not? Right?
This I'm agreeing with. Yes, Becky, take care of your kid. That's great, man. Let Seth come out with your clothes. It's fine. And look, he's thinking, look, he was thinking she'll be back. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with this storyline because this just came right in their lap. Like, ooh, we have some time to like tease this.
Yeah. I don't know if we're going to see Becky anytime soon because last I knew she ain't even on the payroll. But when these things do come to fruition, they're good at keeping it secret now. You know.
See, look, some people still love the man. I mean, some people got tired of her.
Well, she hasn't been the man for damn near 5 years. I mean, you're just staying in love with what she was and remembering what you had before you're going to go with missing what you liked.
Those member berries, they always seem to come out. Any final thoughts you want to give? Predictions?
I'm looking forward to a show that is just going to be properly paced. Nice Thanksgiving weekend time waster because people always have the long weekend. You want to have a few hours or something to keep you occupied. And that's what I like to do when I watch wrestling. Hopefully, this is going to be better than what I saw last weekend because I had to leave the damn show early with all the impending traffic and 12 o'clock curfew. You know what I mean?
What was the best part of that show?
The best part of that show, I mean, the crowd really came alive for Osprey and Fletcher. So just watching them enjoy it was the best part for me.
Well, there you go, folks. Make sure you tune in here on Saturday. Survivor Series coming up. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night. Soul Harvest 4, HSP's WrestleMania, as it's called. I'm Dr. Quack. That's A-List Alverson, and we'll see you next time.